Hello, I'm Reginald Bullock, often called Coach Reginald Bullock or Coach Reggie B. Most of my clients don't call me Reginald Bullock, they call me Reggie B. And I want to talk to you a little bit about coaching from the perspective of you've decided you want to get coached, or you've decided you want your organization, your group, your team to get coached. So this is called tailored coaching package, and I'll just stop there. And it's for a client who is focused on and determined to achieve personal and professional results because they have to, not just because they want to. The client gets as much time as they need to try and fail and try again and ask questions and more questions. It also includes advisory consulting, because some people need consulting and coaching at the same time, for both the client and the members of the client's team. Sometimes coaching is not just for the client or that particular leader, but it delves into their whole team. So the coach is coaching that client and their team and members of the team. Because all people and groups are different, this will not be a cookie cutter type coaching methodology. This will be a strategic collaboration to achieve the goals and objectives of clients through innovation, thinking outside the box, creativity, workshops, off-site visits, meeting observations, consulting support, and experimental learning are just a few of the tools that will be used to achieve the goals and objectives. So did you hear all of that? So this is a little bit more involved than some people think coaching is. This is not a 1 hour or 45-minute session each week or every other week. This is coaching at a whole different level. And for the executives out there who need this, this is the type of coaching that many coaches also do. Here is the content of a package. The first thing happens is assessment and goal session. A goal session is done in to flush out what the objectives are. What do you want to achieve? And then goal setting and mapping exercise. A lot of people don't know how to set goals, and they don't know how to map the goals out. And that needs to be done, especially in teams and organizations that have never done it before. And then weekly coaching sessions. And there may be a certain amount of sessions per month that a package offers. It could offer 4 sessions a month, so that's for one person. It could offer 8 sessions a month, that's for 2 people. It could also offer enough sessions that, in addition to the leader of the team, every member of the team can be coached every week or every other week. So those things are in those packages. Advisory consulting, so that's separate than coaching, right? So you might need consulting service and advisory in addition to coaching, and that gets into reading contracts and proposals and RFPs and listening to you and helping the leader hone in on a decision. Last night I had a client, and there are major transformational changes going on in their organization, and we had to talk through that. So that's consulting services. Business meeting attendance. Sometimes you may need the coach in a consulting manner and coaching to attend your meetings and listen and hear what you are talking about in the sessions to get a real good picture of what's going on and see the dynamics, right? I have some clients who may have some challenges with other members of their team, and they have shared certain things with me. Well, I need to see this and experience that to be able to help them to a higher level. And the only way to do that is to get in there and see. And sometimes not even on Zoom or any of these other social media platforms, but to be physically in the room and watch how they run a meeting. And I'm like, okay, I see why your team runs over top of you. I get it now, right? Or I see why nobody in the room says nothing and volunteers anything. Because sometimes just talking about it is not good enough. And so in some of the packages, you might have built in where the coach shows up at the meetings. Email support for the duration of the agreement. That coaching for 45 minutes and that 1 hour is one thing. But sometimes clients need to be able to email you. I've had clients email me every day Reggie, what do you think about this? Reggie, look at this. Could you read this for me? I put this together. What do you think? So that's getting into the consulting side of it. But it's needed. And so some clients don't want to have a consultant and a coach and advisory services in 3 or 4 different areas or companies. They want it from that one person who they trust and respect. Mobile WhatsApp support as needed. That means I get phone calls. And I say the WhatsApp because some of my clients are out of the country. So if I get a call from Korea or India, or I get lots of calls from Africa, in Europe, all right, and I get calls from South America and of course over in California, those are different time zones. In some locations, WhatsApp is better. Journal and meditation support. This is important for your mental health and your balance. And I'm not going to get into a lot about journaling, but journaling is good. And I help the clients to understand how to journal, what to journal, and that helps them. And then meditation support. Some people have never meditated or don't know how. Breathing and focusing your energy is another. That becomes part of the coaching package. Emergency calls when needed. When you have a relationship with a coach, especially when you're an executive or a leader, stuff happens. At the senior leader level, stuff happens. And sometimes senior leaders can't just talk to anybody and don't want to. They can't share everything with everybody, even their own team. They have to have somebody they can call. They have to have that confidence. They have to have somebody who they can trust in a brave and safe space, that they know they can pick the phone up at 2 a.m. and say, look, this just happened. That's kind of the content of what goes on in a package. What to expect, I talked about that in a prior video presentation, but I'll just kind of run through it. Written coaching agreement, always, 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 always an agreement. If there is no agreement, there is no coaching. Assessment, pre-work, emphasis on powerful questions, trust and respect, accountability for your goals and actions, and then results. So that's what you can expect, results. Coaching approach. I wrote some down, but you need to know that all coaches have an approach. So here are some examples of a coach's approach. Client consultation, sign the agreement, assessment planning, coaching sessions and action plans, accountability, and then they close each session formally. And then ultimately, all of them, they close the whole coaching contract and then an evaluation. Optional services that some coaches add on and consultants are assistance with document review, editing, and writing. There are a lot of documents that some of my clients want to share with me, so I'll read them. And then sometimes I'll edit some of them as a consultant, and I may help them with some of the writing. But that's not coaching, that's an add-on. Group coaching. So you have individual coaching and you have group coaching. They're different, but a lot of the elements are the same, but there's a whole different thing with group dynamics, particularly group dynamics of forming, storming, norming, and performing. Anytime you form a new group, you are going to go through forming, storming, norming, and performing. So that's part of the group coaching, which is separate than individual coaching. Then there's business development coaching. But everybody doesn't know how to do that. And that's P&L. That's making money. That's bringing revenue into the firm to pay for overhead and salaries and everything else. And if you had that job, you know you have a huge responsibility. You got to bring in millions of dollars. And if you've never done it before and you now have to do that, you might need a coach. So go find somebody that can help you be a better business developer or business catcher so that you can hit your numbers every quarter or every month. Sales enablement coaching, similar to BD, but sales is different, right? And so military culture coaching goes both ways, right? The civilian world doesn't understand the military culture, but they hire all of these veterans and now they don't know how to handle it or what to do with them. The veterans that get hired into the civilian world are veterans who are highly trained and disciplined and sometimes the civilians don't get that culture, and it has an impact on the military person, right? Post traumatic stress disorder is a real thing. And so I coach folks on the military culture so that they can hire veterans, and the veterans will prosper and do well in this environment and grow and be that asset to the team. Because veterans, in my opinion, um, millions of dollars worth of training, millions of dollars worth of training that the corporations, the companies, the rest of the civilian government and whatnot don't have to pay for. So you're getting this highly trained person, but now you don't know how to deal with them, talk with them. You don't understand their culture, and you should. Custom workshops and keynote speaker. So sometimes a coach can learn a lot about a company, or based on all of their experiences as a coach, come and be that keynote speaker for the company and then start coaching. So now everybody on the team saw the person, know what they're about. Sometimes it's credibility. And now when they start coaching, it's a lot more credibility there and easier for them to translate into getting to that level of trust and respect. So that's kind of the long and short of what you could receive from a coach. If you are interested in a coach, my recommendation is just go to Google and type it in and see what's out there. But make sure you understand that you're looking for a good chemistry fit, not just somebody with a cool title, a cool website, or all of the right buzzwords, or the 3 digits behind their name, or the most impressive resume, or they went to the best colleges. No. Who are they, and are they right for you? You might have a coach who never even went to college at all and doesn't come from a 2-parent family and was not raised in an environment or culture where they had much, but they know what they know and they're good at it and they're certified and they have an agreement, and therefore that may be the best coach for you, even though you went to the best colleges and had, privileged lifestyle and all of this stuff, but this coach can help navigate you. So as you are out there looking for a coach, find the right coach that's a good chemistry fit for you. I'm Reginald Bullock saying, I love coaching. So I hope to inspire, persuade, and inform some of you enough that you go get yourself a coach.